Greetings, Scorpio and Scorpio rising. This is your Western forecast for August 2025. There's a rare planetary alignment that's happening this month. It's having 4 outer planets all at 1 degree of their respective signs. And the last time we've seen anything close, because this is all happening within a matter of weeks. But the last time was like spread out over a few months. But that was 1844. So this doesn't happen very often. And with the outer planets, it impacts more society, civilization, the whole, maybe more politics, economics. So it's this profound shift of energies. And they're all in harmony with each other. So all of this instability that's been occurring, and now that was also because all the outer planets were changing signs, especially the first half of 2025. So all this fluctuation and change and transition, which was very unnerving. But now, all 4 outer planets are now starting to line up in harmony with each other. So slowly, the temperature is being turned down. The 3 of the outer planets, Pluto, Saturn, Neptune, are all throwing a benefic, harmonious influence to Uranus. So that's where I want to begin. Uranus represents innovation, freedom, technology, breakthroughs. It can also be rebellious and really disruptive as it's breaking through old energies. Uranus has moved into Gemini last month, first time in 84 years. Gemini is the sign of ideas and learning, communications, and Uranus now in Gemini for the world is going to really advance technology even more than it's been in, especially in all types of communications and media. Now, Uranus, so there's this breakthrough, rebellious, progressive, liberating energy, and it's all more positive unless individually you're stuck in certain areas, and then the energy's got to break through the stuck energies. But the Uranus in Gemini is 8 signs past a Scorpio. So this is where we want to begin. The 8th house can be dealing with your business partnerships, shared resources that might include inheritance, settlements, a lot of financial responsibility and entanglement with others. With the Uranus, it could be the sudden awakening, the sudden upsets. But the 8th house has a lot to do with transformation. This is where we look to for psychology, astrology, even the occult. So I'll get more detail with some of my ideas of how this could play out later. And I also want to look at how these other outer planets are all part of advancing that Uranus in Gemini for you. But before I go further, if you enjoy these kinds of videos and would like to see more of them, click like and subscribe. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so you can receive the latest postings. Each month, I usually begin with where is the sun shining, because that's where your general priorities and intention is being drawn to. But I wanted to really get to this bigger, powerful energies that is impacting the world. Now, the sun is in Leo, the end of July, the first 3 weeks of August, every year. Leo is 10 signs past Scorpio. So in the general trends, the sun is putting a spotlight, drawing your attention to 10th house matters. The 10th house is career and business, your professional standing, leadership. Mercury is also in Leo. Mercury is the planet of planning and thinking and discussions, negotiations, and it's also in Leo in your 10th house of business matters. But Mercury is retrograde. So there's a lot of revising, rethinking, retooling. Now, Mercury went into Leo June the 26th of 2025. And then it started slowing down and it retrograded in your 10th house of career matters in July the 17th through August the 10th. At which point, after August the 10th, Mercury starts moving forwards. It's picking up steam, bringing you more confidence, more clarity, more focus with decisions. That's the Mercury. With your career business, that's the 10th house. So we also have Venus, that planet of cooperation and creativity, especially romance. Venus is in Cancer from July the 30th to August the 25th. Venus is usually in Cancer once a year, unless it's a year where there's a Venus retrograde cycle, which isn't happening now. So it could extend that 1 year period. Now, Venus is what we enjoy and appreciate and value. When it moves into the 9th house, it is the 9th house could be seeking, desiring more education. But that could also be with teaching. Teaching goes into publishing and marketing. But I always like the 9th house for travel. And Venus could be pleasurable and even romantic travel. Especially as Jupiter, the traveling planet, is now in Cancer, its exalted sign. So Jupiter in Cancer wants to give its best promises, which began every 12 years, that began in June of 2025 through June of 2026. And the Jupiter's in Cancer in that 9th house. So everything that Venus is desiring and valuing and appreciating, from traveling to marketing to education to teaching, all of that is really wanting to bring you a lot of growth and opportunities. That Venus-Jupiter can also be very pleasurable, but can be indulgent. Because Venus is the desires, that Jupiter could really be expanding those desires. And with the 9th house, maybe you're spending too much money, or you're spending a lot of money on international travel, or signing up for an expensive retreat. Now, Mars is the ambitious, assertive planet. It goes through all the signs every 2 years. Mars, on August the 6th, entered Libra till September the 21st, so about 6 weeks. The Libra is the sign prior to Scorpio. So it's the shadow sector, it's the 12th house from the Scorpio. So it's Mars is doing a lot of work behind the scenes. Now, if you don't have some major goals and projects to be working and developing behind the scenes, Mars in the 12th house can be very stuck and frustrating energies. But you're having the Sun and Mercury in the 10th house of careers. So I'm sure there's some really important career goals that you're striving for. Maybe the Mercury in retrograde, you'll be doing a bit of second guessing, making some alterations, rethinking it, but you're very much focused on business and career. So the Mars, which is very ambitious energy in that 12th house, I'm sure most of you will be doing a lot of work, developing projects that has yet to be promoted. And that could be when Mars goes into Scorpio, September the 21st, into those next 6 weeks. Now, the Saturn and Neptune are aligning, but there won't be exact, which I've discussed previously in other videos, till next February. Neptune represents the aspirations, the vision. Saturn is about grounding it, helping you manifest your dreams, your aspirations. This is for the whole world. And Saturn and Neptune by itself could be very worrisome that you can't, and your goals are unattainable. But this 36-year cycle of Saturn and Neptune in fiery Aries is very positively supported, because on one side of the Saturn, Neptune, and Aries is transformational Pluto in Aquarius, an air sign, giving fuel to the Saturn, Neptune, and Aries. And on the other side is Uranus, now in Gemini, the other air sign. So there's all this positive energies, all focusing also on Saturn and Neptune, that's going to peak and start to really come together more by February of 2026. But it's all being set up now. And especially with Uranus now in Gemini, there's all this breakthrough of ideas and information. Let's start with Pluto in Aquarius is transiting through your 4th house, your roots, your home. This will last for the next 20 years. But Pluto is, through the 4th, is going to be really transforming your emotional foundation. On a more mundane level, there might be major changes in your living environment. The Saturn and Neptune are in Aries, which are 6 signs past Scorpio. But that wants to help you manifest your vision. The 6th house deals with 2 big areas: your body maintenance and your work. Saturn, Neptune together is refining your job skills and your body maintenance. Now, all of those powerful transformational planets are now in August into the bit of September, planting seeds to be unfolding over the months to that awakening Uranus in the 8th house. And so that you might be attracting an inheritance, a settlement, getting the 8th house can represent taxes and insurance. Then there could be some positive breakthrough energies in those areas, certainly forming a business partnership or attracting a major financial contract. So let's, in summary, so we're having a major psychological breakthrough, that's the 8th house, but a major financial breakthrough with the Sun this month with Mercury in the 10th house of career matters. Mars is working behind the scenes, researching, developing. I'm looking more at that Venus-Jupiter, especially Jupiter, that will continue in the 9th house till June of 2026. And that could bring a lot of growth and opportunity and prosperity to 9th house matters. So are you going back to school to get a degree to earn more money? Are you going into an online business to publish and market your ideas and your products out to the world? that you're going to be going into a business that deals more international. These are some of the clues. And so with that Uranus in the 8th house, expect the unexpected financially, and you may be at the beginning of attracting a major client contract or of a long-term business partnerships. I want to thank you for watching. If you like information on how to book an astrology reading or check out my 2-question offer, visit my website at gardino.co. That's .co. Until next month, be safe and well.